Hey everybody, Matt Hartman here again for Drunkard's Walk. Thanks so much for listening again this week, and a big thank you to Jesse L.E. for our theme music and Nick Harmio for our artwork. Well, it is time for episode 2 of season 12. Hopefully you enjoyed episode 1. If you haven't had a chance to listen to our entire catalog of episodes, go back and do that. And if you do and you realize, hey, wait, all the episodes aren't here. There are seasons missing. What's going on? Well, you can get access to those episodes via our Patreon. That's right. If you join our Patreon at the constitutional level, that's the second level, it's $5 a month, you get access to all of our episodes, all of the ones that have been retired, as well as obviously the ones that are out, as well as a shout out. You'll also get a shout out if you join at the $1 level. That's a short stroll. That's our lowest level. You can join a regular Mosey at $10 a month. That'll get you not only all of our episodes and a shout out, but all of the unpublished stuff as well. The stuff that we never actually released, but was recorded, and an exclusive sticker. And finally, you can join at the Real Wander level. That's $20 a month. That is an exclusive t-shirt, an exclusive sticker, all the unpublished stuff, a shout out, all the episodes, and you get to join us on a walk every season that you have this one. Now, that's only limited to 10 memberships. So there's only the possibility of 10 that you can sign up for. But we have lowered the prices on our Patreon. So if you've never checked it out before, or if you have and you thought, oh, it's too expensive, go check it out now, because maybe we have lowered the price right into your price range. Who knows? Everything else, the price is going up. But at Drunkard's Walk, the price only goes down for now. But we'll see what happens in the future. Anyways, enjoy the episode. Bye. Hey, everybody. Welcome to Drunkard's Walk. It's a podcast, and I know you knew that already, but I like to tell you anyway, just so that we have a connection. We have a bond. We both have something in common. You know it's a podcast. I know it's a podcast. And I feel like starting from a place where we have something in common is the best place to start a discussion, which is not what this is. This is just me talking at you for the next who knows how long. Well, I say just me. It's actually not just me. It's also Jethro Nolan.
That's my name. Hey,
yeah, there you go,
Matt.
Hey,
I got your Google Calendar invite. What's this meeting we're on here? Are we talking?
Yeah, Jethro. It's the podcast. We're recording Drunkard's Walk, the podcast.
A podcast? What is a podcast?
Oh no! Am I speaking to Jethro from the past? Have you been asleep for a number of years?
I'm Jethro from the present. I've been trying to get in touch with Jethro from the past, because he's left me in quite a bind a number of times.
Yeah, mostly his fault for most of the stuff that's happened. We record this thing, and then we send it out into the world, and people listen to it. Or well, I assume that they do, and that's it. That's the whole transaction right there.
Okay, yeah, this is starting to ring some bells.
Yeah, it has no actual purpose or value. It has no redeeming value.
Yeah, you hear that, listener? You're wasting your time on this valueless hour.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes you got to do that.
What idiots you are!
No. Now hold on. Now I'm not going to call people idiots for listening. I think that they're
you imply the hell out of it, but yeah.
No. Sometimes you have to spend some time doing something that doesn't necessarily mean anything. It's frivolous. It's just for enjoyment. It's just for fun.
But isn't fun the most valuable thing of all?
Oh, profound.
Yeah.
Profound. Yeah. In that kind of like thing that I would buy to hang on the wall from Hallmark.
Oh yeah. Way. If we could somehow get a cute kitten to work with that phrase and make and posterize it. Oh.
Yeah. And what if the kitten had like a little ball of yarn or something, so it looked like it was playing?
Get out of town.
Come on.
And maybe there's another kitten who looks like he got all tangled up in his yarn and it's kind of drooping over his ear.
Oh my gosh.
My God. Get out. Come on.
Can't be. Oh, whew. That's amazing. I hope someday we can achieve that, but not today. And if anybody else wants to take that, don't, because we're going to come after you. That's we're going to put whatever copyright on that or whatever.
Don't be fooled by our cute kitten branding. Like we are ruthless in pursuing our legal rights.
That's right. You know that kitten that got all caught up in the yarn? Yeah, we did that to that kitten.
Oh yeah.
So just watch yourself. Yeah.
That kitten is no more.
No. Well,
It
it's
didn't
no
end
more a
well.
kitten. It's a cat now. But that's the only.
Well, it was a very long photo shoot. We have to give the kitten amphetamines to keep him awake.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
why would we start off the podcast talking about torturing kittens?
I don't know.
We were so likable, and then I just yes-anded you into terribleness.
That's what improv is.
There we
Sometimes you
go.
wind up in a dangerous place. And here we are in the most dangerous place, Drunkards Walk the podcast. Well, Jethro, I'm thrilled to be back here, and we're in our second episode of season 12. We had a fantastic walk last week with our wonderful guest Dave Foreman back again to regale us with his knowledge and wonderful spirit. And now we're here in the second episode. And Jethro, do you think episode 2 of season 12 we need to remind the listener what we're doing? Do you think that's important at this point?
No, I don't think it's complicated at all.
Right. There's no need to talk about the fact that we go from one Wikipedia page to the other, just using the links, starting at a random place and ending at another random place.
Oh, Matt, you've somehow deftly inserted a description under the guise of asking whether such an insertion is necessary. Tra la la, 'tis a delight.
You know, folks that follow us on Instagram will already know this, but are you familiar with the show Taskmaster, Jethro?
I literally was just watching it with my child. She introduced me to Game Changer, of which I'm a tremendous fan.
Yes.
And she had not, she'd heard of Taskmaster, but had not started watching it. So I have returned the favor by introducing that to her, and we're binging it together. It's delightful parent-child bonding.
Did you see the promo for the latest season with Jason Mantzoukas?
No, I know that Jason Mantzoukas is doing a season, but we're literally starting at the beginning, so I'm only on series 2.
So this is just a promo, I believe. I don't think it's part of the actual show, but he is given a task where he needs to go to I want to say a country. He just picks a country at random on Wikipedia, and then he has to get to Taskmaster, the television show, going through Wikipedia, only using the links, not leaving Wikipedia at all.
So now we have to sue Jason Mantzoukas.
No. We have to sue the Brits because they clearly stole this from us. This format that no one else in the world had ever done before. No one had ever done this wiki racing. I mean, that's not a thing.
Even worse, when Jason Mantzoukas did it, he was tangled up in a ball of yarn. It was adorable.
It was crazy, and he is no more. So that is
it's terrible. It's terrible.
Yeah, it is a shame. It took him 9. It took him 9 links to get there. Just so you know.
That's because he's a chump ass bitch.
We should do it sometime. We should try the same one and see if we can get there faster. Because he went from Greece to Taskmaster. So maybe we'll give that a try sometime.
Oh God, yeah. Maybe a bonus content for our Patreon subscribers.
Oh, actual bonus content for the patrons? I don't know. They'd get spoiled if they actually got actual bonus content.
You know, Matt, this has been an exceptionally long banter sesh, and I feel bad.
I do
because we've been talking a big game about going through Wikipedia, but we haven't done it, and I feel like we should get moving on the business of the pod.
Oh, I agree 100%. And Jethro, as you know, and as probably the listener knows, we can't start our journey without a destination knowing where we are heading, right?
This is true.
And so what we generally do, folks, is we bring on a guest to give us that destination. And we are so fortunate today to have with us Quinn Block. Quinn, how's it going?
Hey guys, going well. How about y'all?
Grand. Welcome.
We're having a great time, as you can already hear.
Yeah.
You are not too emotionally attached to kittens or Jason Mantzoukas, are you? You're not too emotionally attached to kittens or Jason Mantzoukas, are you?
I'm gonna be so honest. I don't know who that is.
Oh, you are in for a delightful voyage of discovery.
Kittens are like baby cats.
No,
Okay.
You knew what the kittens were. It's the Jason Mantzoukas part.
Jason Mantzoukas. Oh yeah, he is he's a comedian. I'm gonna guess you may have seen him on some show somewhere. He's constantly doing guest spots. He's in Brooklyn Nine-Nine. Did you ever watch Brooklyn Nine-Nine when that was on back in the day?
Yeah.
So he was the guy that was dating Rosa for like a while, and then he disappeared, and that's Jason Mantzoukas.
Okay, yeah.
So there you go. That's
he's very
my best
funny.
reference.
He's very funny. Although clearly infringing on our intellectual property.
Yeah, how dare he?
But here we are talking about Jason Mantzoukas. Quinn, tell us about yourself. How did you find us? What do you do? What's your deal?
Well, I found you guys through the Escape This Podcast pipeline, as many have before.
There you go.
I am not interesting. I'm a college student. I am studying music.
Oh, okay. What kind of music?
Classical. I play the cello. So.
Oh, nice.
Oh,
excellent.
Have you ever played the double bass?
I have not, but I loved that episode.
I'm sure you did. So you play the cello, and this is what you're going to school for, is to are you going to become a professional cellist?
That's the goal.
That's amazing. I love that. That's so cool. How long have you been playing the cello?
Since 5th grade. So almost, how does math work? 9 years now.
Okay.
That's awesome. That's great. So what was it about, when you first picked it up? Was it the first instrument you played?
No, I played piano for a little bit as a kid.
Okay.
But cello spoke to me. I loved the sound, and my mom played violin, dad played viola. Felt like the logical leap.
Yeah, fits right in.
Could have gone with bass, but
that's so cool. So do you have this is going to be the stupidest thing in the world for me to ask, but a favorite composer or a favorite piece of music or a favorite cello piece that you could name?
I mean, are we thinking solo pieces or an orchestra piece with the best cello part?
I'm going to let you
either or.
I'm going to let you choose. You're the expert on cellos here. Jethro and I know nothing. So,
well, the university orchestra just played Tchaikovsky's Fifth Symphony, which the second movement has the most beautiful cello solo, and it's my favorite thing I've ever played. So we'll probably have to go with that.
That's awesome. I'm such a Tchaikovsky fan. I love Tchaikovsky. There's nobody better in my mind. Yeah, that's wonderul. Fantastic. I'm gonna sing a little bit of a piece that I know as it. Calm down, Matt. You have a look of fear on your face.
Well, we don't have the rights for anything. But
don't worry, it's not going to be recognizable. It's going to be, but I can't remember the name of it, and I'm hoping you can. I know I've heard Yo-Yo Ma play it. It's like do 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 do.
Yeah, that is.
You know what that is?
I believe that's the prelude to the first Bach cello suite. It's the most iconic cello piece of all time.
Thank you, Quinn. See, he got it.
Wow. I'm impressed because I thought you were doing the entertainer as fast as possible for a second there. So
no, that's right. Scott Joplin, famous composer for cello.
I'm not saying it was the right thing to do. I'm just saying that's what it sounded like to me.
I actually just learned to play the entertainer on the piano.
See, there you go.
That's one of the few songs I can play on the piano. I knew many more songs on the piano, and then my unexercised muscle has atrophied. So.
So, Quinn, where are you located? You don't need to tell us specifically. We don't need an address or anything. But where do you where do you hail from?
I'm in Oklahoma.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
I'm in University of Oklahoma. Yeah.
Fantastic. Excellent. Is that where you're from originally as well, or did you just go to? Oh, okay. Cool. Yeah, and you're digging it? You like it there?
Mostly.
Okay.
It's a measured response.
It's Oklahoma.
I hear it's okay. That's what I'm told.
Yeah. I mean, if you got to be in Oklahoma, Norman's the place to be. So
there you go.
All right, I've never been to Oklahoma.
Tulsa.
Yeah.
Awesome.
It's great for arts, but
visited that. Jethro, have you been to Oklahoma? Because you lived in Texas, so that's right next door, right?
It is true. And this is where I can insert the standard Texas joke about Oklahoma. Why doesn't Oklahoma fall into the Gulf of Mexico? Sorry, I screwed it up. God damn it. Never mind. All right, take two. Why doesn't Texas fall into the Gulf of Mexico? Because Oklahoma sucks. No.
Wow.
That's so random.
It's a terrible joke. No, I've been so my aunt used to actually is a professional viola player and teaches viola, and she lived in Tulsa for many, many years playing with the symphony there, and then later relocated to the DC area. But yeah, so I've you're not my first string musician from Oklahoma. Right.
Yeah, that's pretty standard to know string musicians from Oklahoma.
I know so many string musicians.
I know like 6 or 7 of them. I just didn't want to talk about it.
Me too.
That makes sense. So it is awesome to have you on. We really appreciate you coming on and doing this. And it's great to get to know you a little bit. But we need a destination from you. We need to know where we are headed. So what do you got?
All right, I am sending you to Transcendental Youth.
Okay.
It is a 2012 studio album by the Mountain Goats.
Oh,
hey.
Okay.
Oh, I'm already getting postmodern jukebox vibes.
It is such a short page. I'm a little scared for you guys.
All right.
Uh-oh.
So I know nothing about this song or this group. Excuse me, this is an album, you said.
Yes.
Okay, so tell us about the Mountain Goats.
The Mountain Goats are an indie group currently based out of Durham, North Carolina. The frontman, John Darnielle, has a pretty storied past, and he's been kind of the lifeblood of the Mountain Goats. Originally, it was just him, and has gained some bandmates along the way. My favorite band of all time. I love them. Transcendental Youth is probably my favorite album from them, although their album from a few years ago, Bleed Out, was actually the subject for my senior research paper in high school.
Oh, wow.
Which was an absolute blast. It's my favorite thing I've ever written. Let's see, what else?
How long have they been around? Because I feel like I have heard of them, but I feel like I've heard of them a long time ago, and I'm wondering if it's the same group that I am remembering.
Would be since early 90s. I think the first EP was 94.
Okay. Then yes, I am familiar with this group, though. If you were like, name a song, I would say I don't know.
Not
but
one.
You probably know This Year.
This Year.
Yeah, I'm going to make it through this year if it kills me. You hear it around New Year's all the time, I feel like.
Okay. Was that like their biggest hit?
Probably that or No Children.
Okay.
Yeah.
No Children or This Year. All right. Yeah, you know those ones, right, Jethro? You
no, not at all. Do they go do 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 do?
No, it's the entertainer. So yeah, okay, this is great. So they're you said they're currently out of North Carolina. Were they not always?
Yeah. I think they started in Portland, but I'm not entirely sure about that.
Okay.
Yeah.
And do they tour at all?
Yes, they actually are on tour this summer and fall. They just announced a new leg of their tour yesterday.
Okay, so who would they typically tour with? Like who would open for them, or who might they be in a festival with? If they ever did a festival, I'm not saying what they do, but
I know that recently they toured with I just lost the name. Give me 1 second.
Sure. It's good for us to know, no matter how long it takes to find out.
Also, while you're searching for that, what genre of music would you say that they generally fall under?
Oh, that's a lovely question. I have no idea.
All right, good.
Very indie, kind of folksy sometimes more rock, sometimes more punk. It's all over the place.
Okay.
Their current tour is a co-headline with Guster.
Oh my gosh, that's my favorite band in the world. I love Guster.
Stop it with your sarcasm, Matt.
I'm not being sarcastic. That is my favorite band. Guster is my favorite band. I love them.
I have never heard you mention Guster once.
Really? That's the band that I've seen live the most.
Oh wow.
I seriously adore them. They do these great back alley concerts where they will literally, where they're in a town where they're going to have a concert, they'll just go like in the middle of the day out into the back alley, and they will just set up a couple of little things, and they will just play a little concert there for anybody that walks over or shows up.
I've never heard of them. I'll have to listen.
Oh, they're great. Yeah. I love them. I feel like I'm overhyping them now, but they're really they're really fantastic. I love them.
Okay, cool.
So that's cool. So that'll help, Jethro. That'll help because I know Guster
because I'm drawing a lot of blanks.
I learned.
You mentioned John Darnielle.
Yes.
Was storied. Tell us one of those stories, or well, like what's his deal? Why is he legendary? If he is for music things, do you get into trouble with the law?
A bit of everything, I think. He his music career started kind of in the aftermath of he'd moved to Portland when he left home after high school and ended up struggling with addiction, being specifically amphetamines, lots of troubling scenarios that he found himself in. He found himself in crowds where people were making poor decisions but also just like being victims of circumstance and were consistently going through a rough time. And he ended up a psychiatric nurse during the Satanic Panic, which was I don't know a bunch of stories from that era, but it sounds like it was extremely intense.
Oh, it was batshit crazy. That was from my Christian years in the 80s, and people lost their damn minds. Yeah. That is a fascinating. I mean, I probably know him more from his psychiatric nurse during the Satanic Panic years, and less for his music. But that's incredible.
That's amazing. Oh, wow. Okay. All right. Well, this is great. So it's not the Mountain Goats we have to get to. It's actually the album Transcendental Youth. So obviously, I think we're probably going to go through the Mountain Goats, but
well, what's the most famous song from Transcendental Youth?
I believe that would be that's a long title. Amy, aka Spent Gladiator 1. It is sort of about Amy Winehouse. Which could be a route, who knows?
There you go.
And just kind of, I mean, the first line of the song is "Do every stupid thing that makes you feel alive."
There you go.
Got it.
Awesome.
It's been an ode to being who you need to be for your season, I feel like.
Very cool. So what is it about the album that speaks to you, that you like?
That is a great question. And I'm honestly not sure. I think it's just that, like, sorry. The stories of struggle that the album centers around, and yet it always contains like a thread of hope. That's how I feel about most of the Mountain Goats music, is just that they talk about such absolutely tragic events and hopeless seeming situations, and they still manage to keep a thread of hope through the whole thing.
That's beautiful. That sounds great. I don't even have a sarcastic response to that. That's how genuine.
As you shouldn't. That was very.
I'm a work in progress, Matt.
Awesome.
I'm growing.
Yeah. Well done.
Proud of you.
Thank you. Awesome. Well, wonderful. Well, thank you, Quinn. I can't tell you how much we appreciate you coming on and sharing this information. And I have no idea if we're going to be able to get there very quickly, but it'll be an exciting thing to find out.
Because we're going from Spot, the dog, from the children's books. Yeah, that's where we're starting. So maybe some Transcendental Youth read Spot, but that's about the best connection that I can see so far, Jethro. So we'll see how this goes.
That sounds like a journey.
It will be. It will be. Well, thank you again so much for joining us. We really appreciate it. And hopefully we will talk to you again soon.
Yeah.
Cheers.
Take care.
Bye.
All right. We've got some business to attend to, Matthew.
Oh, we have business and then we got a heck of a walk ahead of us, I have a feeling. But yeah. Tell us about our business, Jethro.
Step one, and we've both, let's face it, we've played this game before. Yeah. We know all the tricks. We know the mind games that go into, setting expectations for the number we're going to write down to guess how many clicks it's going to take us. So we've already started down that path. We're playing 4D chess, trying to freak each other out. Like we both know this is going to be a really short thing, but we're pretending it's going to be a really long one to try to trick the other guy into guessing a really high number. So let's just go ahead and write down our number. Let's do that.
Okay.
Let's do that as step one.
Right? Sure. I'll write down a number. Why not? I'll do it.
You do that. You do that right away.
I believe in numbers. All right. I got it, man.
Fantastic. And and now let's talk about beverages.
Oh, sure. I can do that.
Do you drink beverages? I love beverages. I'm a big beverage.
I do. In fact, I exclusively I drink beverages. I don't drink anything else.
Well, are you having a particular beverage tonight?
I am, Jethro. As a matter of fact, I got a new one, of course, because I always like to bring a new thing in. Tonight, I have what is called Smoke Eye Hill Barrel Proof Straight Bourbon Whiskey, aged 5 years, made with heirloom blue corn. And I got it because apparently it won some awards last year. Best in the country, best in the world. I don't remember which one, but it's 134.2 proof. So you'll be finishing this one on your own, my friend.
There we go. Yeah, I guess that makes me the designated driver for the evening.
It sure does. Well, it might. I don't know. Are you having a beverage?
I am, but sadly a much less exciting one. I'm having 0 calories, 0 sugar, 0 calories, Waterloo sparkling water, blackberry and lemonade, a natural flavor with other natural flavors. That's an odd.
How do you find the flavor of that? Is it like a strong flavor, or is it one of those hinty flavors?
No, it's so natural. The flavor, it's very natural. It's barely flavored is probably more accurate. It's like somebody described the flavor, whispered it into the can as they were sealing it up. It's not. We've been tricked into buying like unflavored things, and it's just a big lie.
Yeah. If somebody whispered it in, closed up the can, and then when you opened the can, it whispered out, right? Psst, and it was gone. Yeah.
Indeed.
Well, there you go. So we've got our drinks, we've got our numbers. That means it's time to get on the walk. So let's do it, man. We are starting at Spot Franchise is the way the page is listed, and it is Spot the Dog, written by Eric Hill, an English author, which I didn't even realize he was an English author. But the success of Hill's books about Spot led to other media productions, including television and home video titles, that's what got us in here, music albums, and CD-ROM titles.
Ooh, did you say music albums?
I did, unfortunately not linked.
Come on now.
Yeah. Now, maybe later, maybe further down, there are a lot of links to different animals because there are different characters in these books. So
is there a link to a deaf leopard, or perhaps a white snake, or a mountain goat?
Wow, well done.
Thank you.
That'd be nice if there was a mountain goat link on here.
It's a shame it took me 3 tries to get the name of the band.
The name of the actual band. Yeah. I don't see any goats or mountain goats mentioned on here. Although, are any of these like farm animals? Turtle, snake, kangaroo, lion?
Is a goat a farm animal? I mean, I guess, yeah.
Yeah, I would say a goat's a farm animal. But no, none of these are farm animals, so it doesn't really matter. They're not in the same family. Say family?
Mm-hmm.
Same group? Same. They don't hang out in the same. They don't run in
Phylum?
the same circles. Let's say.
Yeah. Well,
I do see some links to some voice actors on here, none of which do I recognize, but then I don't recognize the name of. Oh no, I'm sorry. Jonathan Taylor Thomas is on here, and Haley Joel Osment, actually.
Haley Joel Osment,
Tress
fantastic.
MacNeille and Jim Cummings. I recognize both of them as well.
Um, Wonderful. What do
But
you
not. But
recognize them?
Jim Cummings does the voice of Winnie the Pooh, as well as the voice of Tigger, and he's Hondo
Wow.
Anaka and Rebels, and he does a ton of Disney voices. Tress MacNeille is a voice actor from, I believe, did voices on The Simpsons and then also on Futurama.
Okay. All right.
So there you go.
So, I mean, we're pop culture adjacent here.
Oh, for sure.
So do you have any strong feelings? I mean, you genuinely lit up when you found out there was a Guster connection here.
Yes.
So I don't know if there's I don't know anything about Guster. I know I've at least heard of the Mountain Goats. I've never heard of Guster in my life.
So Guster is a what I would call a college rock band.
Okay.
They're listened to by kids that are in college a lot, although I found them after college. Because Arrested Development and whatnot. I can't say the one thing that I was sort of hopeful for is that Guster participated in an album that was called For the Kids, and For the Kids was essentially one of those like kind of indie type album. A bunch of different indie performers did like kids songs from Sesame Street and the Muppets and all sorts of things like that. And then they recorded their own versions of them, and then they made this song or this album. So I was hoping that maybe there was like some link to like kids music or something along those lines. I don't see anything like that on here, so I don't know that link is going to help us right now.
Okay.
I see narrators. I see BBC is on here. BBC gets us into BBC Radio potentially. Which would get us to music, I guess. But I would like to think that one of these other links could get us into music as well. But there's a lot of reference to the video and the book stuff here. Although, Mozart Effect is linked.
Okay. So that
the
gets
theory
us
that
to...
listening to the music of Mozart may temporarily boost scores on one portion of an IQ test.
Yeah.
That's what's linked on here.
Yeah, well, I mean, Mozart gets us closer to music, so I like that.
It does. It's not this to be clear. This does not take us to Mozart. Now, the other thing that's linked on here is nursery rhymes, and nursery rhymes are there are musical versions of nursery rhymes. So
this is true. This is true.
That might be a path also.
I do see a link to Jane Horrocks, who is a British actress who is in Absolutely Fabulous. And she was absolutely fabulous in that role. But I don't know if that gets us into anything musical. Fiddlesticks. Yeah, I mean, Mozart Effects I kind of like, but I don't know. Or nursery rhymes, I could be talked into that.
Yeah, I'm kind of mousing over some of these performers just to see if they... Oh, hold on. Hold the phone.
Ooh.
So one of the voices is Tom Fletcher. Thomas Michael Fletcher, an English musician, composer, author, and vlogger. He's one of the lead vocalist and rhythm guitarist of British pop rock band McFly.
Okay. I feel like that's a Back to the Future reference.
Yeah, it is, I think, but I feel like that may be like he feels like he's in the right genre and everything.
Yeah. Okay. What's his name again?
Tom Fletcher. He was one of the voices of Spot.
Tom Fletcher.
Down further down on the page there.
Okay. Yeah. I'm down. I have no this is the rare page where I don't have an absurd strong opinion about where we should go.
All right. Well, I'm checking out some of these other ones as I'm mousing over just to make sure, because there's some other people on here whose names I don't know, and I'm thinking, oh, here's another one. Sean Michael Fleming, an American musician and actor, best known as the former live drummer of the indie rock band Foxygen and the creator of his solo project, Diane Coffey, as well as his Disney voice acting career.
Mm-hmm.
So another performer. He's Spot's singing voice in the American cast. So what do you like? Sean Fleming, which is American, or Tom Fletcher, which is British?
I mean, I would tend to be geared towards the American because this is an American band's album we're trying to get to. So I would think there would likely be more overlap there. But I don't know any of these people, so I don't know that I have a.
No, go ahead.
I don't know that I have a strong impulse one way or the other.
I think they are both going to have very short pages. But
this is true.
The fact that Sean Fleming, it says he was also had a Disney voice acting career, indicates to me there's a chance that there's other ways out of his page. I don't know anything about Tom Fletcher. You know, he might be good, but I don't know.
Let's roll those dice, baby. Let's do it.
So Sean Fleming?
Sean Fleming, yeah, why not?
All right, Sean Fleming it is.
Here we go.
If you're out there and you know Sean Fleming, either personally or Sean's music, you're probably shouting at us right now, but born
now
May
they do have a link to
1987.
indie rock here, which is already promising. There's a link to a number of different acting pieces that he has. Fleming, a childhood friend of experimental rock duo Foxygen, joined the group as a live drummer, beginning with tours promoting the band's album We Are the 21st Century Ambassadors of Peace and Magic, 2012.
Yeah, and then there's a bunch of Diane Coffey was featured on the song Crown by Run the Jewels.
Now, Run the Jewels I have heard of.
Right. But I don't think that they look like they're an American hip-hop super duo. So
indeed.
I would say that doesn't take us in the right direction.
No, it's not.
Bloomington, Indiana is linked in here because that's where he is from. We've got Polyvinyl Record Company, which is the record label that it was under Steve Okonski from Duran Jones and the Indications, an American contemporary R&B soul group. Okay, well, yeah, that feels like the wrong direction too. I think indie rock's going to be the way to go.
I love it. Let's do it.
Yeah, to indie rock it is.
On the right-hand side, just below Sean Fleming's picture there.
Yeah. Wow. Okay, so we've got a lot of bands mentioned on here immediately. Now we're going to find out that they're not a rock band at all, but we've got everybody on here. We've got the Killers, Arctic Monkeys, we've got Block Party, the Strokes, we've got Sonic Youth, Dinosaur Jr., the Pixies, the Clean, Tall Dwarves.
So many wonderful things.
I see them all.
I know none of any of these things. Really?
You've heard of some of these.
I have not. In fact, I know nothing.
You haven't heard of any of those groups? You haven't heard of Dinosaur Jr.?
No. I my knowledge of pop culture, first of all, I was a kid when I was in high school, I listened to like the oldies station.
Yeah, so did I.
So I've heard of the Smiths. I have never been in the mainstream or the cool section of musical tastes for my generation. I like in high school, I liked jazz. Who likes jazz in high school?
Well, I did because I was in the jazz band, but that was why I had to,
but
nerds, jazz. Yeah.
Nerds do.
Yeah. Oh yeah. But you've heard of like the Pixies. You've heard of the Pixies, whether you know their music.
I've heard of the Pixies. Sure.
I've heard of them. Right. Okay. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I've heard of some of these. These would be like references I could maybe drop in an improv scene to show what a cool fringe culture person I am.
All right. How about Nirvana, Pearl Jam, Soundgarden, Alice in Chains? You know them?
Now you're talking my language.
They're linked on here.
All right. Ooh, 7 Year Bitch, Bratmobile, Bikini Kill.
Those I don't know. I've not heard of them. Pulp, Oasis, Blur, Suede.
All right. Where's your Guster fan here? Where's that?
Well, I don't know that Guster is necessarily considered indie rock. Modest Mouse is on here though. Death Cab for Cutie. Well, maybe we're getting into that realm, at least.
I mean, the good news is this is a big page. The bad news is you and I don't know a damn thing about this world. So
Radiohead's on here.
We are flying blind.
I know Radiohead, Coldplay.
Yeah.
Snow Patrol. I've heard of these things. The Yeah Yeah Yeahs.
Okay.
Again, I've heard of them. Franz Ferdinand, I've heard of as well. The Kinks, the Smiths, Arctic Monkeys. Oh man, yeah. I'm not seeing. I didn't. That's interesting. I guess I would have, if you'd asked me. Well, like I said, I'd call them college rock more than indie rock. But I would also consider them to be indie. Guster, I'm saying. I don't know about the Mountain Goats.
Yeah.
Vampire Weekend is on here. Independent music is a link down near the bottom, as is indie music scene and list of indie rock musicians and underground music. So these are all
Okay. Well, do we want to go for a list of indie rock musicians? I know how you hate lists, but damn, we're flying blind here.
Possibly. I'm looking down at the bottom here in the purple boxes to see if there's anything that jumps out at me. Geek rock is on here. Math rock. Oh my gosh. I didn't even know math rock was a thing.
It's up my alley.
So college rock is linked down here. And
okay.
Now I do feel that Guster is a college rock band. Will they be on that page? I have no idea. Like, they're not going to link every single campus rock band, right?
Yeah.
So are they big enough to be linked on there? I don't know. Gosh,
yeah.
I was really hoping.
There's cello rock. So
cello rock.
There you go. Keep your options open, Quinn.
That's right.
There's also cock rock.
Okay.
Is a description of rock music that emphasizes an aggressive form of male sexuality.
Huh.
All right then. And it looks like, is that Robert Plant in the pop-up picture? I don't know.
I don't know about that. I was going back further up to the top to see if like maybe there was a link that we missed. Guided by Voices on here. God, all the like every band that was ever in the soundtrack for Scrubs is on this list. Man,
this is where like
they're not on this page. Honestly,
some listener who's like super into this type of music is like screaming like the appropriate subgenre of music that the Mountain Goats live in.
Yes.
But that ain't us, buddy. You got two bland white guys in their middle-aged years. I bet your Star Trek references aren't going to help you now, Hardman.
I mean, they might. I could find a way. Wesley Crusher would know.
All right.
Alternative rock, new wave. Oh, college radio is linked on here. Campus radio.
All right. I feel I'm gonna take a stand.
There's college. I see college rock linked in the actual thing too. So go ahead.
All right. So I like list of indie rock musicians.
I feel so cheap to go to a list.
Okay, then propose an alternative.
Well, college rock. I'll take you to college rock before I go to that list.
All right, where's this college rock link you speak of?
It is linked. Well, you can find it at the bottom if you need to, but it is also linked, and I've lost it. In the history under origins, 1, 2, 3, fourth paragraph down, it says the band's broadcast on these stations became dubbed college rock by fans, another term which lacked any stylistic implication. Ugh, that's not great.
All right. And good. You feel that this is where you're betting your money. All right. You know how you always complain about how I fight and win and am right in the end. Here I am going with your idea.
Let's do it.
There we go. All right. This appears to be a slightly briefer page.
Yeah, this is where I'm going to find out that I don't know what college rock is. That's what we're going to find out here.
There we go. Yeah. All right. So there's a picture of REM. Came from Athens, Georgia, where I recently was visiting my aunt.
That's great. Then that must be the answer.
Yeah, there you go. The Smiths, The Cure, The Laws, The New Republic, Classic, Top 40. So many interesting things here. You know what I'm not really seeing, however? Although I will say this.
Yeah.
The Quinn mentioned that the Mountain Goats were out of Durham, North Carolina. Isn't that where the University of North Carolina is?
Is UNC there? Yes. Yes, it is because it's in the same place as
Yeah.
Duke and UNC are in the same one, right? It's NC State that's in a different city, I believe.
Yeah, I believe so. I don't know. I don't
So
know
what's
that
your point?
factually.
What's your point?
So that might be something culturally that could get us around there, but I'm not seeing a link to that either. So
Yeah,
it's
no,
a short page, Matt,
sure
and
is.
you brought us here. So I'm just curious as to what you think our next steps should be, because
Well,
I find a dearth of acceptable, exciting options.
dearth. That's one of those words that I always think means the opposite of what it means. Um, College radio probably is not the way to go. Campus radio is the same thing. I see folk rock is linked on here. So I guess I'd
Okay.
like to go to folk rock.
Okay. Where's folk rock linked?
You'll see it under the box up in the upper right, college rock, stylistic origins, and post-punk, jangle pop, power pop, and folk rock.
All right.
I think folk rock's the way to go.
Folk rock. It is.
Follow me to folk rock.
Here we go.
I like that you're following me. Like, we probably could have been there in 3 if we just listened to you for 6 seconds, but
I don't know that I had a tremendously strong opinion, but yeah.
no. Okay. All right, let's see what we've got here because I feel like this could be the right place. Although a lot of the folk stuff that's on here is much earlier, like 60s is what we're looking at for the folk
Yeah.
rock scene.
Yeah.
And then underneath the 60s it goes into other precursors, which is great because it goes back even further. So that's the
Good.
worst.
Yeah.
So I see
Maybe we can get back to Mozart.
Maybe
we can find our way back to Spot.
Simon and Garfunkel's on here. They're one of my favorite bands as well,
There you go.
in addition to Guster. So is there a page of just Matt Hartman's favorite bands? Because we could go to Simon and Garfunkel to get to Guster that way.
Oh, there you go. I mean, it should exist. In a just world, it would, but
it sure would. It sure doesn't, though. Medieval folk rock. Okay. Progressive folk rock?
what a short little paragraph that is.
Folk
Amazing
metal?
Blondel, Jack the Lad, Dando Shaft.
Oh, boy.
I will say this: God bless the people who come up with band names. Like, I don't know your music, but boy, howdy, you're doing the Lord's work with these band names that you're coming up with.
Mm-hmm. It's true. It's definitely true. There's different types of music down here in the purple boxes. All kinds of different rock and all kinds of different. There's no actual bands. Oh my God. Hey, Wall of Sound is linked on this page.
All right, I have an idea here.
You got to take the wheel, buddy, because I clearly am steering us like right off a cliff.
All right, so at the top there is a link to the Newport Folk Festival.
Okay.
So that is a very long running music festival that has been something that, like, everybody who's anybody in music has gone through at some point.
Mm-hmm.
And, like, Dylan, obviously, I don't know if you saw the Timothée Chalamet film about Bob Dylan, but
no, I did not.
That's where Dylan was loudly criticized for going electric.
Mm-hmm.
But it is an iconic festival, and so I would think that a lot of important musicians have gone through there. So we've tried genres of rock. We've tried 3 of them: indie rock, folk rock, and college rock, and they've not gotten us any closer. So
we sure did. You're right. I didn't even realize that.
I would like to try this festival with the hopes that maybe it can possibly have a very long list of artists who've played there and or people who played there.
Okay. And you think that it's a possibility that one of these bands that are somehow connected or the actual Mountain Goats themselves have played at this festival? Is that the idea?
That's the idea.
Okay.
An alternative is you come up with a better idea.
Well, I'm just going back through and rechecking these because I kind of flew through the things like the 60s and whatnot. And then I noticed in one of the paragraphs, it actually had references to, like, and then later bands that were influenced by this. And so I was looking to make sure that we hadn't, like, glossed over something in, a section that was about the 60s that might have referenced something later, but I did not. So where is this festival that you'd like to check out?
It's right at the top. So in the introduction to the article, in the second paragraph, it is the last link in that second paragraph.
I got it. All right, Newport Folk Festival.
Wonderful.
We'll try it.
And here we are.
And it'll obviously be on this page because Jethro, that's how you do it. I know that's you somehow know things. So
I'm a knower of things, Matt. I've been a knower of things my whole life.
I assume the actual album will be on this page.
Probably.
Because he knows stuff. He knows stuff, folks. He knows stuff. If you haven't listened before, Jethro's the one that knows stuff. I'm the one that I was going to say I was the funny one, but that's not true either. I'm plucky. I'm plucky.
You are. People say that about you. You're plucky.
Yeah, they always say that about me. How's this looking for you so far? Because I've seen the Pixies linked, but aside from that,
it's a long page.
Okay.
Give me some time here.
Deer Tick is linked on here. Brandy Carlisle, Joni Mitchell.
Very good.
James Taylor, Paul Simon, Dolly Parton, Mumford and Sons. Oh, I'll bet you Mumford and Sons gets us closer. That feels like the same type of group as the Mountain Goats,
I was explicitly gonna ask about Mumford and Sons when Quinn was telling us about like genre questions, and I did not do that, and I regret it greatly. And here we're all paying the price.
Should have, but you didn't. Okay, now I'm seeing down here at the bottom, they actually have the list of the actual bands that performed at each year's
nice
thing. So we may have some luck down here. Moxie Fruvish is on here. They're a well-known kind of that type of band, I feel like.
The String Cheese Incident.
The String Cheese Incident?
The String Cheese Incident, yeah.
I don't know what that is.
Amy Mann. Hey.
I just saw Amy Mann. Rufus Wainwright. Rufus Wainwright is on here as well.
Fantastic. Wilco. Yeah, so there's some like Elvis Costello. So they're like, I mean, this is not like strictly folk music stereotype stuff. So there could be other things here.
Jimmy Buffett is on here.
Jimmy Buffett?
Yeah. The Black Crowes.
So many.
Fleet Foxes, the Decemberists. I feel like Iron and Wine, like these all feel like around the same. The Steep Canyon Raiders, Steve Martin and the Steep Canyon Rangers is on here.
That's fantastic.
Andrew Bird. Do you know Andrew Bird? He's pretty good.
No. Ooh, the Decemberists.
The Decemberists.
Nonprofit incarnation.
I'm telling you, this is all right around the same genre as Guster.
Okay.
What have you done?
13, my friend. Let me list some artists from 2013. Beck, the Averitt Brothers, Feist, Jim James, Colin Meloy, Andrew Bird, the Mountain Goats.
There they are.
Hot doggies.
So the album's not going to be on this page, right? I'm not going to keep looking. I'm just going to go to the Mountain Goats. Yes.
I feel like we've already given up.
Flight of the Conchords is on this page too.
That's nice. I've seen them live a couple times.
As have I. All right, so we're on the Mountain Goats page. This has to have a link to their album, correct?
It would be a very shitty Wikipedia page if it didn't. Selected discography.
Oh, do you have selected discography?
I was giving a whimsical.
I see. Oh, here it is. Here it is. I found it.
The band's 14th studio album, Transcendental Youth.
There it is.
Transcendental Youth.
Late 2012. We have found it.
Wonderful.
All
right. Now I'm gonna have to listen to some of these tracks.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I want to listen to this whole album now because I've not heard this album. I don't think I recognize any of these songs.
There you go.
So I got to check it out. I want to go just real quick. I'm going to go back to that the festival page. I want to see if Guster's actually on this page. They are. Guster was in 2024.
Ha-ha!
So there you go. They would have. They were there too, and I don't know if they would have actually gotten us to the Mountain Goats or not.
Who's to say? Who's to say? Well, Matt, we did it.
They're not. Mountain Goats is not linked on Guster's page. Amazing. And I say kudos to us, kudos to the topic suggestion, and let's talk about what we guessed. I had 7 as my guess. Right there. What did you?
I had sorry,
wrong camera.
I had Infinity.
Infinity. That's 8.
No, I had 8. I had 8.
Well, Jethro, I've got great news for me, and that is that it took us 7 to get here.
Boo.
I have done it again. I almost wrote 8, and then I was like, no, I have a little bit more faith than that. Just a touch more faith than I
almost
8.
wrote 11.
Did you?
I did. I genuinely thought about writing it. I mean, as soon as I'm like, a band that we don't really know any details about, all I could think was Postmodern Jukebox, and my trauma resurfaced. So there we go.
Well, I'll be honest with you. Getting to a musician straight out of Spot was not something I expected to happen. So the fact that it took us a couple of extra rock links through there, probably I expected that part to be faster and it to be slower to get it out. But here we are. We have done it. So
Wikipedia always has a surprise for you.
They sure do. Thanks, Wikipedia, and thanks, Jethro, and thanks, Quinn, and thanks to you for listening, everybody. This has been great. We'll do it again next week. What do you say, Jethro?
I love it. See you then.